Welcome to the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast.
I'm Jill from New York.
And I'm Linda from Tasmania.
We are two moms from opposite sides of the world who are living, demonstrating, and helping moms across the world build their self-care asset bank.
Ready to dive in? Messy, interrupted, imperfect, and most of all mucked up. Let's get going.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. We're back again. Can you believe it? The week has flown. I feel like I've dived headfirst into school holidays and just been like, what am I doing? Yep.
Yeah.
So, let's kick it off.
Yes, let's do that. So each week we jump into our episodes first with sharing some highs and lows, something that a high that is something that brought us joy or relief this week, and a low, something like a challenge, frustration, or surprise that we were not expecting that might have shaken us up a little bit for this week. So Linda, do you want to start with your highs and lows this time?
Absolutely. So high for me, we took advantage of a beautiful day and went on a 5K bushwalk along some really beautiful cliffs. So down on the peninsula. And so, excuse me, we got to see like a big blowhole and waterfalls and like just rock formations that were like really staggeringly beautiful. And the kids did really, really well to walk all the way. And the little one only needed to be carried a little bit of the way. And the big brothers helped out like complete troopers. So it was just really nice to be able to get off screens, away from devices, and create experiences that are worth living as well. So that's my aim, to try and give them life outside screens that they want to be involved in and live, so that they've got that to fall back on. So, yeah. And low, I think, oh goodness, even though we went for a huge bushwalk and even though we had a mega mammoth day, just the wind down of sleep for an almost 5-year-old, it's like a billion questions, and then he won't keep still, and then he wants a water, and then needs a poo, and it was just like, wow, buddy, you should be shattered. Really, it's it just felt like it was such a long process to be able to get him to sleep, even though he was almost asleep in the car on the way home, and he said he was so tired and everything. So it just felt really heavy on the end of a big day.
Yeah. We had similarly a bedtime like that this weekend. I don't enjoy those nights, but
yeah, especially when I know that I'm meeting up with you as well. I'm looking at the time going, 10 minutes left. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just felt like a lot when, you haven't got much left to give. So it's okay. Yeah. What about for you, Jill? Like high and low?
High and low. Let's see. We had a very, very full weekend, and I think I'll start with my low. While it was a good time, it was an emotional time, and that was just spending time with my dad this weekend. My sister had given me had texted me early Saturday morning, just be like, hey, Dad's not feeling great. Can you reach out and call him? And we got to talk. And of course, it was super emotional because I feel like that's my dad. He should be consoling me when I'm upset, not me trying to console my dad when he's upset. And with just how it is when a parent's sick is just very new to me in being
Mm.
an adult. So I'm just not sure how to navigate it. Like I can navigate a child being like now as a
Mhm.
parent, it's like it's just so flipped and I just don't know how I'm feeling all about it and stuff. And he was I didn't want to be too emotional either that morning because I ended up having, which is my high, um, my first pop-up chat, we'll call it, for the Mama Outspoken Village. And I was super excited to be putting this on because, the first time I'm doing something, I invited people who I've never invited before, and I didn't know who was going to be able to come and show up, or even if things worked. So I'm like trying to still focus on setting up my event, but also at the same time give my dad space to
Mm.
have me
Mhm.
there for him. So we managed to work it out where we would go over later in the day and spend time with him. And we got to go out for a drive to the beach and he got to hang out with Declan. So it was really sweet and it worked out to be a beautiful day. It was just, this odd feeling and everything that comes with it is just
It's a
odd.
lot. Yeah.
But that leads me to then my high, which was having a back to school pop-up chat in the Mama Outspoken Village where I invited a few friends to come because I am having such a difficult time transitioning with Declan starting school this year. But I'm like, you know what? If I'm having a hard time, there's going to be other moms who are having not hard times, but similarly challenging times that they're figuring out too for firsts because a lot of us are all starting out kindergarten at the same time. So it was
Mhm.
lovely. We came into our hiccups to get us in, but that comes with everything that we start for the first time. And I figured it out. I had a lovely chat with some great moms that I'm friends with. And then I just felt so full afterwards. It was fantastic. And I look forward to doing them again. But yeah, so
Mm.
fun.
Mm. Must feel a little bit like sandwiched, I guess, between like this is part of the reason why we do the highs and the lows is to share with others that it's not it's not just one side, you know.
Yeah.
We are so often sandwiched between this
It's
really
definitely how it was that day. Like I
oh,
the high emotions of feeling
mhm,
wishy-washy of like sad emotions and then right after these excited emotions of like giddiness and like we're doing something for the first time and then right after that I had to switch back because I'm like now we're going to go see my dad and the chaos of getting everyone out of the house and then there and then feeling again just this wishy-washy of sad emotions again.
mhm, yeah,
But
and
yeah. Yeah.
that can be really lonely, like, when we're talking about villages when it comes to self-care, we know that there isn't as much of that village that there used to be, and I was actually talking with someone about this the other day, how just a random person who strike up a conversation and just saying how I remember my mum and dad just having people that would pop in over the
Yeah.
weekend for a coffee and a chat, and the kids would play in the backyard, and they'd come for an hour or so and then pop out again, and I don't have as many friends or people now that'll just pop in because everyone's so busy and
Doing
s
stuff.
so much pressure, and I think because of all that, we also need more downtime, so we don't have as much ability to be able to say, I'll just pop round because we're maybe depleted or
Mhm.
it's really hard to line up times that work for everybody and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
and
um, in the Mama Outspoken Village this weekend, in our chat, I'll tell on our conversation a little bit. Um, we learned, you know, like my best friend, she's in a different town than us, and she put her son into school. We have a cutoff date for when you're able to be in a certain grade. So December 1st, if you're born after December 1st, you get left out of the group from January to December. And everyone born January to December gets to start a grade together. And then December 1st to January 1st, you were then left to go with the next class. So her son is born December 4th of the same year Declan's born. So he is actually supposed to be in pre-K this year, not kindergarten. And the school that she put her son in actually doesn't go by that rule like the public schools do. So she put her son in a little earlier than he is expected to be in the public school system. So she was having this trouble of, he's in a full day of school and has homework already as a kindergartner. And she is like, did I make the right choice? We've in this group the other day, we're all thinking, did we make the right decision for our kid by putting him in certain programs? Her for the school, me for Declan with this dual language program he's in, and how much trouble we're having getting him to go to school, and so on. So it's like, this poor girl, my best friend, she's like, we have no time to do anything. He gets home from school at 4:30 and we have to do homework, dinner, bath, and bed, and that's it. There's no time for anything else. So as you're telling me, like, you remember this growing up where your parents just had people show up with another kid just to hang out. I remember that too. Like, my mom's best friend would show up while we were home from school sometimes. But I'm thinking, you know, some schools don't share the same days off for holidays. So if like her and I have these schedules, Declan gets home at 3:30, her son isn't going home until 4:30. We'll never be able to get together after school because of that time difference. I have activities with Declan after school. She doesn't even have time to do activities after school. So it's like, even on their days off for a holiday, like, she's got a business to run. She doesn't get days off. I have a business to run. I don't really get days off. It's this chaos of just everybody's doing something. And how do we get together to be that village for each other?
And like slotting in the after school activities and then at the same time managing a household.
Yeah.
So the person, when I was in conversation, they were sort of saying, well, we don't, you know, my partner and I don't really feel like our house is very compatible to having people over because it's a mess all the time. I'm like, wow, isn't that interesting? Because my house is probably a mess all the time. Like,
yeah,
it's just like this idea that it has to be.
I stopped cleaning up the house. Like, I'll pick up the toys so nobody's stepping on a Hot Wheels car going through the living room. But I stopped cleaning up the house when we're expecting company because I know it's just going to be the same way when they leave. Like, because even if there's no other children coming over, Declan's going to keep playing with his stuff that's already out. So why am I going to try and hide how he plays?
But it's still an issue for some people.
It is.
They really feel like.
I get it.
And if you're working full-time or even part-time while also managing kids and managing a house and dropping them at all their activities, it's chaos. Like, Thursdays for us now is packed. I leave at, I can easily leave the house at 10 and then not get back till 6:30. And it's literally pick up one from school, wait to pick up the other one, go and pick up the other one, and then go into an appointment in town and then go back and collect for concert band. And last week I actually just cooked dinner, had it all ready, and we had dinner in the park in between the two events, because otherwise we were just home for 20 minutes. And by the time then when we get home, everyone just wants to stay home. No one wants to get back in the
Mhm.
car to go out and take the next person to the next activity. And so I was just like, right, I've got everything packed in the bag. Had snacks. They all ran around at the park. They were happy. And then we didn't have to do that extra in and
Yeah.
out of the car. So it's really hard to manage though, because it takes a lot of coordination and organization just to do that sort of thing, because you've got to make sure that they're still having dinner. You've got to make sure that they're still getting all the things that they need. And
Yeah.
so often it just still all falls on one person or two, sometimes two if you're lucky, but one
Right.
person generally. And
Generally,
that's
yeah.
the mums. Yeah. Yeah.
And this has me like starting to think now of comparing needing a village as a mom of a newborn
Mm.
versus needing a village as a mom of a 3-year-old and up,
Mhm.
and how different that looks once like school stuff is starting to put itself into our lives, like the back and
Mhm.
forth of needing a ride or needing coverage at a certain point, um, because our calendars end up becoming so micromanaged, I feel like, in that way. Like, we're
Mhm.
having to make sure that we are really managing our calendars well. How do we accept help when we are just still trying to figure out how we're going to get from one activity to the next activity with 4 kids in tow, or even just one? Like, how do I delegate that help? And where does a village fit in if we can't even figure out, like, for ourselves how we're going to make it through today? Like, and
Mhm.
that's why I'm liking how the Mom Outspoken Village is right now, where it's just like something that's super light for us to get together just once a month. We're getting together for an hour to just chat about what's happening and give each other those supportive ideas as to, well, maybe this would work, or maybe this would work, and just this is how it's working for me. How did it work for you? And just volleying back these ideas, because I don't know, Linda, these conversations with you are, an in-between support for me from those village gatherings that I get to
Mhm.
hold. Like, you have 4, you've already been through this 5-year-old stage, and you're on your way to a 5-year-old stage with one of them. What did the boys do for this? And I'm lucky to have that input from you in between, because it's challenging to even talk to the moms that do get to come to the village in between,
Mhm. Mhm.
because we are so strapped for everything that we are doing. One of the girls that I'm friends with, she's got 2 jobs herself. Her husband has 2 jobs, and they have 2 kids, and they're trying to get all the activities. And it's like, how do you even have time to sleep or breathe? So no
Mhm.
less to show up
Mhm.
on a Saturday morning with the kids, because it's not like you have to be alone to come to these gatherings. It's, you're coming as you are, because obviously it's hard to come alone to anything anymore these days. So, yeah. How different
I
is
think I'm not sure if this is a conversation we've had over and over about. It can be really hard to be put on the spot. And let's go just back to the newborn stage for a second, where someone's like, what can I do to help?
Uh-huh.
And then it's like you go into a freeze state, or you just get
Yeah.
paralyzed and you're like, I have no idea. I don't
No.
even know my own name right now. Like,
No.
and I find that really challenging, because I've had people where I'm like, right, I actually say, I'm going to cook you a dinner because your mum's really ill right now. And this was a friend of one of the boys who's, only got one kid and all that sort of stuff. But they were like, oh, no, 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 please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, they didn't want to accept any help, even though I tried a different tact where I was like, instead of asking, I'm just going to do it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
say that this is what I'm going to do. So there's a really hard balance, and I think it probably depends on the person, the personality, the type of friendship you've got, and all sorts of things, because there are times when I actually just want someone to make a decision for me, or someone to just say, this is what I can do. How about it? Like,
Right.
like not actually, yeah, not actually say to me, what can I do? And sort of tiptoe around, because that's only putting another decision on me, or another pressure on me of like, well, like you said, we can only just manage our calendars, let alone then trying to work out, well, how can I coordinate asking this person and asking that person and accepting help, which isn't always easy, and also trying to reciprocate the help, which isn't always easy. Like, how does that actually look in reality? So I have got a mum that helps me pick up Josh every second week from cadets, because that finishes at 9 p.m. And so it's really impossible for me to get out of the house at 9 p.m. because by then I've got two asleep, another one on the way to sleep, and I can't put them all in the car to take them, and I also can't just pop out and leave them.
Yeah, you can't leave them. And
so, but then
how do you ask someone to come over and watch him for 20 minutes just so you can go run and pick him up?
I do actually have someone who has to come over and watch them while they're sleeping. Luckily, I have a family friend who's about 10 minutes down the road.
Okay.
And she comes up. But then, excuse me, so this mum can help every second week, because they're also in like a co-parenting sort of thing. And so, but then I'm like, which week is it? Is it the week where she can help or not help? Or like, and then other times she's like, I can't help because I'm really sick. Yeah. I can't do it. And then she'll let me know like an hour before he has to get picked up. And I'm like,
scramble. Yeah.
And it's a mad scramble, but that's been challenging in itself, because it just adds an extra layer of like, is it this week? Isn't it this week? And I feel really guilty still sometimes about asking for help, because I can't always pick him up. And I don't want him to miss out, because this is his favorite activity of the week.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But it
and you
just
mentioned like reciprocating. So like when people are offering to help and you take that up, are you feeling obligated to then reciprocate?
Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
Sometimes I
feel
do.
that sometimes. Like my next door neighbor after school, sometimes Declan will want to go over and play. I'm like, yeah, sure, take him. And I feel obligated to either go sit and watch too and not take the time, because she's taking him to go play for a couple hours sometimes. But then I do try to be like, hey, we'll take them both over here at our house and like flip-flop it. But I get that.
It doesn't always work that way though.
No.
You know, equal, you know, equal 50-50 isn't practical at times.
Yeah. Which I feel like can give us a lot of that mom guilt then. In addition to what we're already feeling internally at our own home without like the help of someone else, and why we could potentially be not welcoming to help because we feel like we'll never be able to reciprocate in some way. But then back to what you were saying about just wanting to make a decision and just needing the help instead of feeling like we have to make another decision on how someone can help. I get that now. Like I get offers for help because of everything that we're going through with my dad's health and like still managing all of Declan's stuff with school and just absolutely craziness here. And I'm like, I can't tell you what I need help with. Like I can tell you where I'm struggling, yes, but I could never imagine how anyone could step in other than just giving verbal advice. And that just weighs me down even more, because I got to figure out how I can fit that in, or these new ideas, how do I start practicing them? So when I mentioned like I need an order form, I really do. Like I need like something either I can check off, like these are the things I need help with. How can you help? with these things, but also to give that to a mom saying, these are the ways I know I can help you. How can we work this out where I can just come over and do this stuff for you? So, I don't know. Like an order form would be nice.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we'll need to put one together as an extension of the list that we've already got of self-care activities. Like maybe we can.
It would take that
These are the
decision fatigue away of like just one more thing I have to figure out. Like, no, just send me a text saying, yes, you can come over on Tuesday at this time to do what you can do from this list,
Yeah.
But yes, having that along with our, our top fives, top tens, easy stuff that you can do for added self-care, maybe a village order form is one of those.
It would be like no shame, no blame, just come and fold washing with me and keep me company. Like that's one of my dreams, is like just having someone pop over and is like, here's a week's worth of washing.
But we'll end on this really quick because that is a fantastic idea, Linda. I saw this on TikTok that two moms get together twice a month and do their meal prepping together. So they go do the food shopping, bring it all back to one of their houses, and then prep for a whole month's worth or 2 weeks worth of food while the kids just have their play date. And it just gives them the time to catch up and the kids time to hang out, and they get so much done. I'm like, that is a genius way to do it. Just get a whole bunch of friends together and just do a chore. So maybe that's an idea we can all take away this week and see if we can not fit into our crazy lives right now, but take some time to think about.
I feel like it's one of those things that looks good on Instagram, but in reality, you'd have kids like at your feet screaming and like eating all the carrots before you got them into the like.
Might take some practice getting it into routine.
Anyway, all right, Jill. So always lovely to chat to you. If you are interested in attending one of Jill's beautiful pop-ups, she will put all of the details for the Mama Outspoken Village in the show notes, won't you?
Yep.
Yes, I'm telling you.
My reminder now.
Yes, because it's a beautiful village, which is no pressure, come as you are, once a month, and a beautiful way to reach out to other mums and be guided by Jill's expertise in this area. And if I'm awake at this time zone in the world, you might see me there too.
Monday does get to come every once in a while.
Yeah, definitely. So, Jill, until next week.
We hope you can unstuck your Mac.
Bye.